Hamas just launched the largest rocket attack in months, firing 10 rockets at Israel's coast, sending thousands of people running to bomb shelters. Meanwhile, Netanyahu is in the U.S. meeting with President Trump, and the IDF is expanding operations in Gaza and testing a new pilot program to get humanitarian aid to civilians. Let's get into it. I'm Justin Hilton, and this is the Israel Guys. In the largest attack that has happened in months, Hamas fired 10 rockets at the coast of Israel last night, sending thousands of people running to bomb shelters. One man was lightly injured and taken to the hospital. 5 of the rockets were intercepted by the Iron Dome. One of the rockets that was not intercepted hit Ashkelon, and a 30-year-old man was unfortunately injured by shrapnel. Shortly after the rockets were fired, Hamas claims responsibility for the barrage. Israel immediately vowed a very serious response. Defense Minister Israel Katz said that the IDF would be expanding the offensive in Gaza. He said, quote, "I have instructed the IDF to continue and expand Operation Might and Sword and to deliver a very powerful blow against Hamas in Gaza in response to the firing. For every piece of shrapnel that hit an Ashkelon resident, Hamas murderers must pay the heaviest price. We will not tolerate missile fire toward Israel." Now, Netanyahu was on a plane headed to the U.S. to meet with President Trump when the rocket attack happened, and he spoke with the defense minister from the air. The prime minister's office put out a statement a little later. They said, quote, "The prime minister instructed that a vigorous response be carried out and approved the continuation of the intensive IDF activity in the Gaza Strip against Hamas." And a short time after that, the IDF struck the rocket launching sites in Gaza where these rockets were fired from. Speaking of Netanyahu's visit to the U.S., Netanyahu left Hungary on Sunday afternoon and headed to Washington to meet with President Trump about U.S. tariffs on Israel and, of course, the hostage situation and just the military situation in Gaza in general. His time in Hungary, by the way, was very important because Hungary became the first country to pull out of the International Criminal Court during his time there, which Netanyahu said was, quote, "a sign of things to come" and a very significant support for the state of Israel. So he left Hungary on Sunday afternoon to head to the States. Netanyahu emphasized the importance of the visit, saying that he would, quote, "be the first international leader, the first foreign leader to meet with Trump following the imposition of new U.S. tariffs." He said, "I think this reflects the special personal bond and the unique relationship between the United States and Israel, which is so vital at this time." We'll be right back with the rest of the show in just 1 second. But first, the war in Israel has left many families in severe poverty. Brave IDF soldiers, fathers, husbands, and sons have returned home with life-altering injuries and deep trauma. Survivors of October 7th are struggling with unbearable loss, and many are unable to work. As we approach Passover, a holiday that celebrates freedom from bondage, too many in Israel remain trapped in the chains of poverty. Passover is a holiday that reminds us of resilience, faith, and the responsibility to help those in need. This Passover, however, many are unable to put food on the table. Me'ir Panim is a trusted organization that has helped hundreds of thousands of Israelis since the start of the war, including widows, orphans, single mothers, soldiers, and Holocaust survivors. This Passover, Me'ir Panim is providing thousands of gift cards so that families can purchase food for the holidays, over 25,000 ready-made meals for those who cannot cook or access food on their own, over 100,000 pantry bags with staple foods to ensure no family goes hungry. This Passover, imagine the lives that you're touching by providing a safe refuge, warm meals, and critical supplies. Your generosity reminds the people of Israel that they're not forgotten. Visit Israel-donate.org today or click the link in the description below to stand with Israel and help bring freedom from the bondage of poverty this Passover. Back to the craziness here in Israel. Israel just decided to restart humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. So they halted all aid back in February when Hamas refused to cooperate with Israel in hostage negotiations, despite the fact that Hamas still hasn't decided to cooperate. Despite the fact that Hamas fired 10 rockets at Israel just yesterday, and despite the fact that most of the aid doesn't even get to the civilians, Israel decided to resume sending aid into Gaza. And this aid would include food, fuel, and medicine. According to calculations, Gaza has enough supplies right now to last 1 month. To see that this aid doesn't all go to Hamas, the IDF is getting ready to launch a new pilot program near Rafah, in which IDF soldiers will supervise the distribution of aid directly to Gazan civilians and in coordination with international aid organizations. Speaking of the IDF operating in Gaza, they just assigned the 36th Division to form a new corridor called the Morag Corridor between the city of Rafah and central Gaza. This is footage of the 36th Division's first activity in the Morag Corridor. The IDF said on X, quote, Division 36 forces returned to action in the Gaza Strip and began their activities in the Morag Corridor, where IDF forces are operating for the first time in parallel with IDF activity in other areas in and outside the Gaza Strip. As part of the operation, the division's forces are operating in the Rafah area to locate and destroy terrorist infrastructures remaining in the area. Guys, let's continue to pray for strength for the IDF as they work to protect the nation of Israel. One last note for the show today. The Academy of the Hebrew Language announced on Friday that they were changing the Hebrew name of a spotted orange butterfly in honor of murdered Israeli hostage Ariel Bibas. The name was changed from Kitmit Yerushalayim, Orange Jerusalem, to Kitmit Ariel, Orange Ariel. According to the Jerusalem Post, the Academy sent a letter to Ariel's father, Yarden, letting him know that the vote to change the name was unanimous. The Academy also said that this specific butterfly was chosen to honor Ariel not just for its orange wings, but also because Ariel is one of Jerusalem's 70 names. Really cool, special act of remembrance there. Guys, the line has never been clearer. There's a very clear, obvious right and wrong going on here in Israel, and we need to stand with Israel like never before. Continue to pray for the nation of Israel that the leaders will not only have the wisdom, but also the strength and courage to stand up to the international pressure that they're facing on a constant daily basis. Don't forget to check out Me'ir Panim. Just visit israel-donate.org today or click the link in the description below to stand with Israel and help bring freedom from the bondage of poverty this Passover. Subscribe to the channel. Also share this video with a friend if you found it helpful. Get that conversation going down in the comments section below. If you'd like to support our work here at The Israel Guys, head over to theisraelguys.com/donate. And as always, stop listening to those lies and propaganda. Connect with the truth of what is happening here in Israel. We'll be back soon here at The Israel Guys. Catch you in the next one.